All right, here we go. Oops. Come on. And we are live again. Got some music in the background playing that you guys probably not hearing right now because you're in Skype. But it's to get everybody pumped up, hopefully, if anybody joins in. And let's get the tweet out so people are aware.
Get that tweet out. Let me get the tweet out.
Get that tweet out.
Tweet out.
Yep. So, what's up, guys? Thanks for showing up again. Let me turn off the music.
Always.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
Bienvenidos al canal de el canal de Tech
it's two Yanks and the Astro show, I guess. The two Yanks and the Astro show. Simple enough. That doesn't sound right. All right, sorry.
Two Yanks and the Stros.
Two Yanks and the Stros. There you go. Two Yanks and the
There
Stros.
you go. Two Yanks. Somebody can take that and take it. Yeah, that's gonna go crazy. Twitter world gonna go. Yeah, we like that.
Yep.
Just clip it already. That's it. You made your clip for the
Look who's in the chat. My son. He's all like spying on me now.
Nice.
Mateo Lucas. Yeah. The first one, man. He's the first one that jumped in.
That's it. Number one fan.
That's right.
Mr. Mateo Lucas. Noob Nate 360.
Yep. So what have you guys been up to, man? Haven't talked to you since last week, except on Twitter. But you know how Twitter is. It's just like little short bursts of conversations. What have you guys been playing? What have you guys been doing since then?
I mean, we're Thursday now.
Yeah. It's been a week.
Getting over the little hump of what happened last week with our chat.
Oh yeah.
On our live pod. That was
you guys
crazy.
didn't go into too much detail last time we spoke, so I don't. So.
Yeah. Oh, it was nuts, man. It was one of those things where we had League on, man. We had a great show. I mean, we run the education side of things to the gaming with Sony and Microsoft and the stocks and all that. But then towards the end, man, it was like, luckily it was already like at the end of the show, but like
literally, it was the tail end of it. Like we were saying our, farewells and how this was a great pod and let's have each other back on, and then it extended a little bit longer than it should have, huh?
It was our version of the Xbox extended show. It kind of went too far. I mean, people got bots came in and did what bots do. But we're prepared this week. This week we'll have our moderators in. We live and learn and grow.
Yeah, that helps a lot when you got good moderators taking care of business. I know we do that with Legal Show. That we're not gonna take it, man. If you're gonna start jacking around with the guests and whoever's doing the show, then you got to go. I mean,
it's embarrassing, Tech. It's embarrassing. Like I'm sitting there, we have a guest on our show, man. Like. We're trying to do what we do. We're trying to, do what we do on our show, and all of a sudden this happens. It's like, what's going on here? This is kind of weird. I kind of sure it was bots though, because it was just a bunch of like spam going on. And I was like, yeah, that's a bot. But we're ready for this week. Gaming wise, I've been playing Dark Alliance.
Like it?
I like it,
man.
Too. I like it.
Is it perfect?
I enjoy it a lot.
But it's
fun.
No,
of course not. It's not nowhere near perfect.
Fun.
Nowhere near perfect, but it's fun. I've been playing with the fellas. I mean, it has this little bug, but the bugs is what makes the game actually. Like, it's weird to say that, but the bugs what makes the game. Like they have like little I know with like when you climb the ladder, like the ladders are glitchy, where like you get hit by the boss or the enemy, your health is done. Like right, but it waits for you to climb the whole ladder for you to die. Like it gives you that. You know what?
I haven't had many bugs on it when I've played, and I've played a good maybe 4 hours worth of that game already. And the only bug I ran into was the disconnect at the end of the mission. That is it. It's the only one.
that is a I thought that was just because we're playing with a buddy of mine that's Reborn that he plays on PC, so we cross platform.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So we thought that was maybe that. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's what it was, but it seems like I've been reading online that a lot of people haven't had issue where, and I think they tweeted out this in the
they made an announcement about they're going to fix that
disconnect. It is annoying though, man. It was like Outriders kind of thing where it's like it disconnects you after every mission. Like here we go again.
Yeah, well, that's kind of expected when you.
So I've been playing that. It's been fun.
Kind of expected when you got a game like that where, it's going to be bug ridden at the beginning. So it's just the way we are.
Name me the last.
It's where we are right now with games. They're not going to come out perfect. It sucks for us, but luckily, not like the old days where the game you got it, and then that's it. If it's broken, it's broken.
Yeah, imagine that was right. That was it. It's like if you got a crap game, you got a crap game, and you just had to deal with it.
Nowadays, hey,
like we've almost been spoiled.
We get
at this point,
and we don't condone it. We want a perfect game.
Yes.
It's just
the way.
I mean, the last time that happened was when? And can anybody remember what game came out that was like perfect?
Launched like that didn't have.
Well, a certain fan base will say something that's perfect on their end. So.
Right. Yeah.
So we got Potion Sword Run in the chat saying what's up.
Potion, he's in it. All right.
Is he one of your guys?
Yeah, it's my guy right there, man. You gotta check out his videos. He does some good reviews.
I'll have to. But yeah, they don't come out perfect. It's fine. I mean, like I said, the only bug I ran into was that the disconnect at the end, where I had a nice, great room full of randoms, and we were just knocking it out. We were just beating up everybody. We're all just joking and everything with randoms, which is very rare. And then even somebody at the end, it's like, hey, what if we try to party up before we did disconnect?
Had the bright idea, and it's like game didn't even let you finish a sentence.
Exactly.
It's like the server was like, "Yep, hold that thought."
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the bugs are they're not game ending bugs. They don't freeze or crash you. It's the bugs in game. I mean, it is what it is. But again, games like that, I'm having fun with it, man. It's a third person Minecraft.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. Third person Minecraft.
A third person dungeon crawler, maybe.
Yes, it's a dungeon crawler. Yeah. It's pretty much a dungeon crawler. I mean,
because that's what Gauntlet. I'm thinking Gauntlet.
Well, yeah, Gauntlet. Gauntlet's the same, almost same thing because you're an archer. I mean, you got your battle axe guy, which is the guy I play.
Yeah, that's what I play. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. That's again, I go back to Reborn plays with the archer, and the lore, the story is that the dwarf that's his stepdaughter. So every time he kept dying in the game, I kept saying, "I got you, my daughter," and I just kept picking him up, and he just, I was one of those, back and forth we did. So yeah.
Let me try it out. Since it came out this week, the new Sea of Thieves.
Try it out, man. Try it out, man. It's on for those who got Game Pass. Try it out, man. Good. It's fun, man. Don't let a Metacritic or score stop you, man.
Get that. Seriously.
And you don't lose nothing if you got Game Pass.
No, day one. Definitely day one.
Yeah,
definitely day one.
So the new one, we had fun with it. My son finished it the other night. The first part was Sea of Thieves, the new Sea of Thieves thing. That was fun.
Yeah.
But it was just the two of us. Even my son was like, "Do you have two friends that can join us? It'd be better if you had four." And I was like, "I'll see who's playing and see if they want to join." So I was like, I'm gonna look at my friends list and see if anybody wants to join a 4-man crew of Sea of Thieves later tonight. Because Mommy's not here. Mommy's not here. And you know what happened when Mommy's not here? It's party time with Daddy. And the kids can do whatever the hell they want.
Yep. No holds barred. Right. That's it.
Let me ask you, Sea of Thieves, the whole Pirates of the Caribbean campaign. I went in it with another buddy of mine. Went in it just for like about 2 hours, but didn't go into it. We looking for the campaign and everything. Is that solo campaign? Are you and the person you're playing with, or whoever you choose?
It's a solo campaign with the crew you're with. It's a story campaign, so it's not with anybody else. You won't run into anybody else.
That's what I thought. Okay.
So it's just you and your crew, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay, because I have again, a buddy of mine, like he mentioned that in our private chat, he mentioned that he went in it, but he saw other people was like bombarding him and blowing up his ship, and he just got mad and just like went ahead and just
you have to go to an island to kick off the story.
Correct. The
green thing. There's a little island where the lady's like, "Oh, the Sea of Thieves" and all that crap.
Yeah, the parrot, the whole parrot thing.
So if you don't do that, you're still
you're still in the open world until that kicks off. Yeah. So if you're trying to get to that island and then you run into somebody, it's like you're still not in that portion of the game yet.
Yeah. I think what he was doing was looting, Logic. Yeah. He was probably looting before he went to there, because I think that's what he mentioned.
But the starting point to where you start versus where the island would be, like, is it far away or?
Nope, it's like right there. You got to pick up the quest where you spawn at, the hub. Yeah. Technically, you pick up the quest from there. You get on your boat, and you just literally right there. It's a archway with a green.
You can't miss it. Coming up. Right there. Yeah. It's like big mountain.
Yeah, it's not
with
far.
A big glow out of it. So, yeah.
Come here.
Yeah. So that's been fun. And my son wanted to play last night, and I'm like, not tonight, man. It's like, we'll play tomorrow night, which is tonight because Mommy's gone. So Don't worry about it. She won't yell at you for playing too much video games. I'm the fun guy. I'm the fun dad. So,
I see that. Yeah.
They'll complain like, well, mommy.
Does your wife watch the stream?
No. I don't think she even knows about this. Yeah. Well, she'll just get on my case. She'll get on my case. Like, that's how you do.
So this is our
guys' night. You know, right? That's what I enjoy. Yeah.
Man cave.
It's a man cave.
Not sexist. Not sexist. Not misogynistic.
No.
Promise.
No Me Too's here, man. Come on, no Me Too's.
Everyone. Yep. No. Everyone. Everyone.
Got to make sure every time we do our podcast on Sundays, I got a list of things I cannot say on the side of my screen.
Just you need a disclaimer, dude.
Everything, man.
Yeah. So what's up with this Killer Instinct news, man? I think Killer Instinct, when it came out on the 1, was great. It was fantastic to reboot it. It looks awesome, and then they kept adding characters because that's what they do. You need more characters to keep it interesting. I remember back in the arcade days, that was my game, right? Mine was Orchid. That was my character, not because, it was mainly because she has some fantastic legs. That was an awesome character because she does those flip, just kind of cartwheel stuff and just kind of kick your butt, and it was awesome. And then the cougar that she turned into our jaguar.
It was a jaguar.
So that was awesome. I mean, I remember just at the arcade. That's where I discovered it. Of course, like everybody else. Of course, everybody with the roll of quarters. I'm next.
That was that game though, because remember we had our Street Fighters, we had our Mortal Kombat, we had all those games there, and then this game comes along. It's like, what is this? This is what? And it was like back in the days, arcade. Everybody jumped onto that arcade. When you played, who did everybody play mostly as? What's that main guy? He's on the marketing package.
Wait, Jago?
His name? He's on the Jago. Okay. He's on the package on the marketing promo thing.
So for me,
everybody picked Jago.
My opponents were always Jago and Saberwolf.
Oh, Saber was my guy.
I hated playing against people like that because they just knew how to.
I cheesed. I cheesed a lot with Saber. I cheesed so much.
I couldn't.
The whole clawing.
Just spin around and get the hell out of here, man.
And I did it when they brought it on Xbox. When they brought it on Xbox, I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna do it." Like Saber's the best. He's the beast. Literally,
I remember it, and it was awesome. The arcade days, it was right next to a movie theater, and after the movie, go to the arcade. They just sucked the money out of you, because it was right there. Perfect combination,
You're not lying.
And
you're not lying.
So I just remember just spending, just hours there because it wasn't too far from my house either. And so that was fantastic. Then it came out on Super NES, and that's when I bought it too. Mm-hmm.
But no, it was. I think the gore was not there.
The gore wasn't there. It wasn't nothing compared to it wasn't the same as the arcade. But either way, we at least we had that home version, and that was awesome. And then we get it here on the Xbox One, which I was excited for because of course it brought a lot of memories back from the arcade days and this, U2.
Definitely.
So there's a reboot? Well, they want to reboot it? I don't get it. It looks good now.
Wasn't technically the Xbox One? That was like the reboot, like because that wasn't the original. It wasn't like they upgraded to pixels. Like that was technically like the reboot. But I guess now you would call it a reboot because it's been 8 years? Because that launched with the Xbox. Launched with the Xbox One. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That was like one of the games that launched. Free to play. So it's like, I guess 8 years enough. Well, no, it was free to play. You had to buy the characters. And that was something that, think about fighting games. Like, so here's another good, conception when you think about Tekken and Street Fighter and all of that stuff. It's only been until late where it's like, even with Street Fighter, it's like, we'll give you so many champions. Dragon Ball FighterZ, you get a lot of characters and stuff like that. But then it's like, pay for more. It's not even like DLC. It's like, no, we have them unlocked, but just you got to buy them to pay, to play. Like you literally have to. I'm like, what the fuck did I pay for the game at that point? Why did I buy the game? Like, I can understand if you were just strictly free to play and then you gave it, or there was a method in which you could earn by playing, because that's almost like the League of Legends route and stuff. But I don't even think you had that method on the original Killer Instinct that came out for Xbox One, where I think like you legitimately just had to purchase characters in order to have more characters to play against. So I don't know about that model. If they brought it back this time around, I think you need to have like at least a full character list and then say, okay, here's some DLC characters, here's some new characters, here's some old characters returning. Because it was a series. I remember it wasn't just one Killer Instinct. Wasn't there a few Killer Instincts?
There was a few. There was KI1, KI2.
So it's not
they
like
had
they
a
don't
champion
have,
edition. They had like a tournament edition. They had different ones.
So it's not like they don't have things to draw from if they're actually going to do it. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I think fighting games are cool. I mean, I like them, but I also have friends too that are very good at them. So it's like when I play, it's like when I go on, if I ever play a fighting game, I'm looking to play with friends. I don't really go on and play competitively, or I'm not looking to go online and get ranked and stuff like that.
Like, I'll play fighting games. No.
But even the friends that I have that play fighting games, I have one friend, Turpin, who he'll pick up a game. He won't know anything about the game, and give him about 24 to 48 hours. Yeah. You'll never want to play him again. You literally, that's all it takes.
Uninstall.
24 to 48 hours, and it's like, that happened with Fighter Z. Dragon Ball Fighter Z came out. He was like, oh, you gonna get that game? He got the game. We're sitting next to each other. We're playing the game. I'm kicking his ass day one. I swear to God, I'm kicking his ass day one. It's great. Next thing you know, second day comes in. I don't win a match on him. I'm like, all right, I'm done. Like, it's not even fun at that point, and he knows, and it sucks. He knows that, but it's not like he'll go easy, because that's not fun too.
We call that the Call of Duty logic right there, where in the beginning you win some games, but then it turns on you, and then you just start losing a bunch.
That skill-based matchmaking is like, you would have thought.
But rebooting the franchise, Tech. I mean,
what can he do with it? It's a fighting game.
I like what it was. Just bring it back and maybe add a battle pass to it.
Yeah,
you know, a battle pass, or
I mean, it's not like it looks like it was something from the '90s. I mean, it looks great still. You know, give it the Series X treatment, maybe.
Maybe there you go. Optimize it, add some things to it.
It was a 60 FPS fighter too. That was another thing where I don't think there were a lot of fighters that were actually touting that for consoles back then too. You know what I mean? So I think that was one of the first draws, was that it actually operated at 60 frames, because I think it took until Street Fighter 4 anyway for it to be 60, or maybe even 5. Like, I forget which one actually runs at 60 on the console. So
I'm not sure which Street Fighter was, but I know what KI was.
Fighting games, that's another thing. Now it's like, you need frames. If you want a fighting game to be
I have a bot in my chat.
You need the frames, dude.
I can't understand the word they're saying.
No, it's kind of weird.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Could be a fan. I mean, I'm afraid to copy it and paste it in Google.
I'm just gonna put timeout because
literally what they wrote, what they wrote was just Arabs.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
literally
not gonna start with stuff I don't understand. I'm sorry.
It starts.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's a Killer Instinct fan too.
He must be. No, he must be. That's exactly what it was. No. And he wanted it in Arab country.
Maybe he's asking for it to be over there.
I'm gonna stop now.
Killer Instinct.
No, but yeah, I mean, slap on, bring that same game back. I mean, or let's just drop, it's already there.
Yeah.
Just add to it. You know, revamp it by adding a battle pass, by adding more characters. Man, even if you gotta dedicate yourself, instead of rebooting the game, why not add a campaign to it? You know, just add a campaign to it.
And give a little story of each character and run through it.
Yeah, doesn't have to be nothing big. Yeah,
kind of like what was it? Was it one of the DC games? Was it that they had each character had
Injustice?
Was it Injustice? They had a single campaign, right? It had one campaign. But then you play different characters of their storyline.
Yeah, you jump from one character to another throughout the story, which that is pretty cool. You know,
Injustice was dope.
Yeah, you start off you play with each character throughout the whole one campaign story, which I like.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that, but I don't think it needs to be rebooted. The game is perfectly fine. You play it today. Maybe it needs the Series X optimization. Do that. SX, do that. The optimization. Got a battle pass in there. Maybe a campaign. That's it. You got yourself a hit again, or you got yourself the game again. Put it right back on Game Pass. Reintroduce it and say, "Hey, here we go,
guys. We gave it the series treatment. It's
optimized for Series S and X."
That's it. Slap the coat of paint on it. Pop. There we go. 4K, 60 frames. 120 now.
This is
there
off
you go.
topic, but starting with the 1X, we started getting the badge of, hey, we got the enhanced version, so it's the big. And then now we're going to Series X. Hey, we got the enhanced version for the Series X. You think that we're going to continue on in future iterations of Xbox consoles? Hey, it's just.
You mean future consoles? Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
that's a lot of badges.
I don't know if they have to tout it as much. It's the marketing part of it now, right? But I think it's more so just to differentiate from the old gen Xboxes to now. So from the from the last generation to now to basically understand and let you know too. It's like, hey, this is optimized for next gen. That's whole thing. When it jumps again the next time, I mean, I don't know if we're going to get that. I mean, it was like even Phil talked about that they're already working on next hardware, but they're also looking to not have hardware. If what they have planned comes to fruition, we're looking at like a true like version of like whether it be built inside your TVs or even just a little piece, just something just to get that information going over. And then, dude, you're on. It's like Game Pass. Like your console is going to be like basically the size of like a little Roku stick.
XCloud, man, that's a powerful thing they got over there. XCloud is a powerful thing, and it's very useful if they do it right. And they're doing it right.
Now, XCloud aside, let's pretend it's not there.
Yeah,
we just continue on with the hardware. We had the original Xbox. Then we had the 360, and it did some original Xbox games. Then Xbox One can do, 360 and original games. And now we got the series that does everything, right?
Right.
And I brought this up with Legal, and nobody really gave me an answer. And this is just me, also me. I'm in the tech industry, so you would think I would know something, at least something, but I don't. Do you guys think we'll get to a point in future iterations of Xbox that, you know what, this is a cutoff point. We can't forward compatible any of these games anymore. We can't do OG Xbox on Xbox, 9 or whatever.
You mean like when Xbox come out and say we believe in generations?
I mean, that's a lot of backward compatibility.
I don't see. You know why I don't see that? You know why I don't see it happening? Because even today they're talking about putting. Even on the One X, they're going to put current gen games on the One X through the cloud service. Now, take that away, like you said, I still think they continue doing that because they believe in just continuing supporting and the content you bought, you purchased, and all that, just to support and keep you going with it. If it was it's the original Xbox 360, the One X, and now you have the series, the series one. That's like 5 consoles.
Something like that. Yeah,
5 consoles. So if they're supporting as many now, they can always emulate. They can always emulate.
If they want to, it's gonna come down to the point where it's like, do we want to continue? It's not if we can. It's
if demand is there.
As long as demand is there. But that's another thing. I mean, I think we're still a society that's based on nostalgia. We love nostalgia. So like if you're into the whole Xbox theme and stuff like that, like you're going to tell me somewhere down the line. I mean, thank God they did something like Master Chief Collection and everything. But it's like, even like the original Gears of War games and stuff like that, it's like, there's still going to be people that haven't experienced that for the first time. There are kids that are being born now that it's like, oh, hey, remember back in, it's like right now, like trying to explain to somebody when you were a kid, like, I mean, I'm not that old, but I'm still old enough. I'm still old enough to know it's like trying to explain something. No, shut up, stop. I didn't say it, and I didn't mean it that way. Don't take offense to it. I'm tired of your shit. All right? But it's like right now, it's like you got to pull out the Super Nintendo, the NES. I mean, unless, to actually like be like, here, son, here, daughter, look at this. Look what I had back in the. Look how good you have it. But look at this. This is still fun. Like, imagine like showing somebody
I showed my son my original Xbox. Now. He's like,
dude, even that.
Wait on that?
Like,
wow.
And you're like, oh my God, like what? Like I'm like giving somebody a Game Boy Advance or a Game Boy Color. It's like, wait, I could actually play Mario on the go. I mean, you could do it now anyway because it's called a Switch, and it's called, you know what I mean? It's called it's called virtual. But it's
oversized,
like
that. The oversized Game Boy Color.
Sure.
Which is the Switch.
Hey, look who's in the chat. Sure. Look who made it. Man, he always making the rounds as always. It's Emmanuel. Emmanuel. Always making the rounds.
Always making the rounds. I love that guy.
Making the rounds everywhere on YouTube.
Yeah, no, but I honestly think like, that whole preservation of what you had in the past, especially if you could just, and where it plays well. Like I only think that emulation and stuff, it should just improve where it's not even based on the hardware anymore, because then you get that excuse from the other side. I won't mention any names. It's like, it's very difficult to emulate and do things, not trying to take shots or whatever. But it's like, I feel like it's only difficult because you chose to make it difficult. You chose,
at this point,
to just not try at that point.
Up to now, Xbox has been very careful on how they build their consoles, in the point of if you're gonna build it, we still need to support these generations from behind. Like we still have to support the older generation when we bring it over. Yeah. So they've been very careful to this point to do that, but now we adding now I'll add the cloud to the conversation. It's like with the cloud, anything's possible. Like I said, they're already talking about putting current gen series games on the One X.
Yeah, going backwards
to the cloud, and you'll be able to play it. Going backwards, it's like, what do they really have? What are they really like? Are they? I just feel like they're holding back.
Well, they can't tell us everything.
The potential of this, though, it's like you're holding back. What are you not telling us? But looks like, man, like the servers they got over there. I think they even added some blades.
They're supposed to be done this week or yesterday or
something. Yeah, that was for the Series X improvements, right? Like I think and that was for xCloud or for.
It was for xCloud for more stability and adding more stability because they're running at 720 right now. Right. They're trying to bring it up to 1080p as much as they can. Right. And then also for the Series X games for for the 4Ks and all that to run smooth. But yeah, I mean, that's a good one. Unless they cut themselves off and start talking about we believe in generations, I don't really see them stopping doing that. Yeah. I really don't.
No, that's something that's always been on my mind. It's like you would think that the hardware, even though it may be powerful 2 or 3 Xboxes from now, that's a lot of going back and try to play all those old games. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, backlog. That's what we got right now. Backlog, man.
So, but with the cloud and everything, I mean, you may not have to install it. It's just like you guys were saying.
It's not just that, Tech. Not even playing old game. Not even just putting 360s and emulating that, whatever they're doing, but also adding the FPS boost to it, adding the auto HDR. Like they're not just going, go ahead and play the way it was like the original form of it. Yeah. They're slapping new paint on it, going, now you got new paint on it.
FPS. Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah. Hey, you know what?
This is literally what
HDR.
This is literally what all. This is what literally all last generation was. If you think about it, it was a bunch of remasters.
Yeah, it was tons of remasters.
A whole bunch. And Xbox this time said, you know what, just we'll give us the source code and we'll put the FPS boost on it. We'll do the whole HDR on it. No worries, free. Here you go.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Crazy, man. Fidelity FX.
Next one.
Fidelity FX.
Scarlet Nexus.
Yes. Ooh, that's tomorrow, right?
Next month, 28th, I think. Isn't it?
On the Nexus?
I thought it was July 28th.
You're killing me.
Is it?
Was tomorrow.
I don't know. I thought it was July 28th.
Chat. Since we don't know our Xbox,
I thought it was July 28th.
What is the date? I thought it was tomorrow. What is the date? The date for the Scarlet Nexus?
My spreadsheet.
I love that picture. That picture. Oh yeah, the spreadsheet. Yes.
I love that. I remember that spreadsheet.
I could have sworn it was like tomorrow, so I don't know.
Let's see.
Yeah, chat won't even chat. Chat's googling it right now.
Let's see. Spreadsheet Scarlet. Oh, 6/25. You're right.
It's tomorrow.
It is? Oh, man,
6/25, man. I swear, I thought for some reason.
Look at that. His thoughts and his mind isn't going.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Oh my God.
Hey.
There you go. No. Go ahead. Finish that thought. Go ahead.
Close that one.
See, the way I figured something's coming out soon is when the rewards put a punch card on there. Scarlet put a 6,000 point punch card. So I'm like,
don't they give you like a week? Don't they give you like 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's
like
a week or 2 weeks. Yeah, so that's how
do this 6,000 points right there.
So what's the deal?
Yeah, Tech. That's how I know.
Yeah. So what's the deal with the scores, man? It's the same game.
No, it's not. It's not the same game. One has the PlayStation 5 logo on it. The other one has an Xbox logo on it. So it's not the same game.
Are they trying to tell you that it runs different? Like, did we get the Digital Foundry breakdown yet?
Or not yet, but I'm pretty sure they'll find really hard.
I don't get these scores because it's pretty much the same content.
Yeah, look, I'm over the scores at this point.
I'm with you. I'm not a score guy. I don't keep up with scores.
Yeah.
I don't use scores to decide my purchase of any games. I don't. Yeah. I look at the comments because sometimes they're hilarious, right?
Yes.
And sometimes they're just plain stupid because like this guy is pretty much just hating because for the sake of hating it, because it has the Xbox logo on it.
But look how blatant it is though. Yes. Look at those. It's so like in your face. Like there's nothing different about the game. It's the same exact game, but we're giving it 10 points less.
Yeah. Yeah,
what is it? 10 points.
8 points less.
8 point
Yes.
less. How?
And I don't even feel like
I don't get
reading
why.
it. I just saw this. I'm like, you got to be kidding! It's the exact same game, and you're telling me it's a 72 because why? And I guess I should have read it. I should have read the review.
We should have probably read it, but at this point, I don't care for Metacritic. I even tweeted out yesterday that says, look, man, don't let a point system. It cannot put fun on me. It can't determine how much fun I'm gonna have with a game. If not, I wouldn't play things like Biomutant. I wouldn't play games like Outriders. I wouldn't play games like D&D Dark Alliance. I wouldn't play those games because. No, I was gonna say I wouldn't play those games because why? Somebody gave it a low point. That's an opinion, a game opinion review. Also, how did they finish the game? Did they even let it breathe? Yeah. Did they even let their thought process like simmer and think about what they did, what they played? Did you have enough time to have fun with it? Pretty much. That's my thought process. The game just came out. It's coming out tomorrow.
And I think a lot of people just want to be quick to the draw when it comes to the reviews. I mean, we know this. It's like they need the clicks. They understand that that's like, listen, it's don't get me started, but ads that drive clicks drive the money that gets brought into a website or a company. So the quicker you get that review out, the better. Does it mean that you play the game in its entirety, or maybe you only played 15 to 20 hours? That's why I respect somebody like SkillUp, who tells you, I played the whole game, I played 15 hours of it. Mm-hmm. Come talk to me when I played, or I'll have the video out when I played the rest of it. Or like even when you talk about live service games, like people understand the game that they're reviewing, because that's another thing too. It's like people will review a game when technically you haven't like experienced all of the game in its entirety, because you understand that the game is going to evolve and grow. That's why it's like I think Outriders is going to change. I mean, even though it's pretty much positive, but still a lot of negativity in the beginning with the launch, the state that it launched in, all of that stuff. I think there's room for it to grow. And when it gets to that point where it's more solid and stuff, I will 100% download it and play it, because it looks like a fun game to play. But also too, with the Metacritic thing, the idea of like Metacritic, wasn't it just gathering everyone's like opinions and scores and saying, okay, aggregate, like, okay, here we go. Here's what you think about it, users, and here's what the media, right, thinks about it. You get your GameSpots, your IGNs and stuff, and here's your score, and then boom, there's your score. I feel like they've gone away from that. I don't, or maybe just it's the people itself that's reviewing it.
It's too easy to go on there and review bomb.
It's
just too easy to do that.
We saw it with Temu, and look what happened.
There's no, right. There's no what you call it. There's no like parameters to that. There's no like what like do they have what's their gamer score like, or their game completion look like?
It's anybody so small. Anybody could go on, make an account, go in, write the review, and not having played a minute of the game and saying trash.
Yeah.
The title screen appeared. I'm done. I didn't like the game.
I'm done. I didn't like
the 72.
I heard the intro music. It's like starting up Halo and be like, nope, sorry, no good.
Nope, that's not mine. That's not for me.
Nope, not for me.
The music is not my genre. Gotta go. It's like my challenge to that is my counterpoint to that just is, what would you if you was to create a review board or review for game? How would you create one? How would you start one?
Yeah. What would be your metrics? What would be the actual?
What would be the metrics?
Mine would be two
what's
things.
Being rated?
Good,
you know what I mean?
bad.
Yeah.
That's it.
Good, bad.
Do you really think it's like just black and white like that? Like where there's no like there can't be
there
a
has to be a gray area because it can be a great game. Is like,
right.
But
right.
I think the grading system would definitely go away for me. The whole numbers, the letters, that would go away. The whole stars, 1 out of 5, that would go completely away from me. Yeah. And it'll be on that scale of playable or not playable kind of thing.
Yes,
I think SkillUp does not SkillUp. ACG does that, where he does like he'll play the game and he'll tell you he'll even specify early review.
Yeah.
Like early, look at it. It's not like the whole. I'll revisit this.
Yeah.
When it's said and done, I'll revisit it. But for now, early review.
This is what I'm giving.
This is my thoughts on it. And he won't give you numbers, letters, or stars. He'll give you pretty much good, bad, or go ahead and play. Like it's playable, not playable.
Kind of like the ones you saw that I've seen. The what is it? Rent it, buy it, or trash it.
Or trash it. Yeah.
Or avoid it, or whatever the skill is for that guy.
Or even like you guys Tech and Kills. You guys know Double Toast? or double toasted, I guess. They used to be old.
Yeah.
Okay. So they do like movie reviews, TV reviews, and stuff like that. Funny guys too, hysterical. They had the old review show back in the day, but it's the same thing with their movies and stuff. When they say, they say like, day one, they give you like little rental, like, little things like that. Yeah. But they spend an hour to an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours talking about whatever it is. They don't just tell you that, like, they literally tell you their entire thought process before it's telling you why. It's not like off the rip, you might get clickbaited a little bit in the beginning, but it's like they at least explain to you why they actually, gave it the review or the rating that they did,
Right.
To an extent where it's like, okay, I can understand that, especially when he gave me point A, 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. It's like when you really break it down for me, because a lot of the times you'll get these reviews and it's very just generalized. Everything is just generalized. It's not in depth, and it's like, no, do I want every single review to be?
They don't deep dive. They don't deep dive.
But sometimes it's like, but then also too, and you got to hope that the person's not spoiling it. And a lot of reviewers are good with that, where they're like, hey, I don't want to spoil the story and stuff, because that's the worst thing, going into a review and then come to find out that, something gets, reviewed.
I think the ones I've gone to, and I just go random. I just search for something if I want to review, and they're pretty good. I say, hey, there's spoilers. I was like, all right, move on.
Yeah. I appreciate that too. That part I appreciate. If they're reviewing the game, they're gonna give out point plots of the game. Let me know in the topic, in the title itself, spoiler, or when you first introduce the video, there will be spoilers ahead. If you don't want to know about the story, skip. Go ahead, bye. Yep. Some of them even go as far as giving you the what do you call that? The timestamps.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that you know where to go to listen to what you want to listen to and not get spoiled. That's perfect.
And they'll go to the end too, and they'll be like, "Here's the spoiler part."
Exactly.
Angry Joe, when he does things, a lot of the times, like at the end of it, you get your spoiler stuff, but at least he'll tell you timestamp it, the whole thing, with movie reviews, things like that. So
yeah. I mean, when you do reviews, man, it's gotta be obviously non-biased, but a lot of these viewers nowadays are too biased. I mean, we see what IGN does nowadays. They don't even care about the comments are now.
Yeah, I saw that.
They don't care no more.
I didn't even think about that one making.
They don't care, man. It's like whatever. It's
out of left field, no fucks given, dude. It's hard.
Dude, it's the what do you call that? The like the media, like the political media. What do they call that?
What, like mainstream media?
Like mainstream media, what fake news. There you go, fake news. It's fake news, man.
To a certain extent, it's like, because these are people, like, I grew up on IGN. I'm not going to sit here and try to be like, I didn't wait and go online to see what the IGN review was for a game that was coming out. I'm not going to sit here and try to be like, I didn't get the Game Informer from GameStop just to see what score they gave the new title.
I can't remember the last time I literally looked at a review and says, I'm buying the game because that guy said it's good. I can't remember the last time I did that.
No, and that's also, it's been a while too, because at the end of the day, as a consumer, you still have to make your own opinion and come to that realization and find out, is this worth my money or my time at that point too? Because it's even more than that. It's like, should I invest time trying to play it? Because that's another thing. Sometimes you'll download a game and you'll play a game, and if it's just not grabbing you like a game would, okay, maybe you come back to it another time. Maybe hopefully you give it another shot.
That's me
really
and
what it boils down to, because
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, man.
I can't
just to get into that.
Into that game, man.
It's great, but it's like just to kind of get going a little bit. It kind of it holds your hand in the beginning, but until you get the hang glider, you're kind of caught into, like you're doing this whole thing where you're waiting to like get to that point. But once you get it, you're solid. Like I
got frustrated and my sword broke.
No, I got mad because like, hey, you need to go to the icy area to get the new thing, and then what happens? I don't have the clothes for it.
Yeah.
I was like,
you don't have the clothes for the icy area.
Man, I'm out of here. I can't do that. No,
yeah, man.
You ever watch speedrunning for Breath of the Wild though? That's a lot of fun.
No, is it for that game?
You will speedrunning on Breath of the Wild is some of the craziest, especially the skips that they do. There's a speedrun where literally the guy he glitches in the snow area. So right when you start, you go up, you go to the snow mountain, but you're already ready to make your concoction and stuff like that for the heat things. You do the puzzle real quick. You get all the stuff done, and the next thing you know, you're doing this thing where you're taking the axe and you're using the time, like the freeze thing.
Yeah.
And you basically chop down a tree. You start spinning around, and then use the freeze thing, and then you go and you launch it with like a mallet or something. But you jump on top of it, you shoot an arrow, and then you stand on the tree, and then you go
people
flying
figure it out, man.
With the tree And then, or you do a skip where you got to shoot an arrow, do that time thing in the air. Where you shoot the arrow, you jump on a goblin.
I've always tried to figure out. I've always tried to think, how do they figure? How do they get?
How do they sit there and like, hey, you know what? Let me see if this works. Like, dude, come on, serious?
Like, who does that?
Well, that's just having that
if
understanding.
I press the A button and the X at the same time.
But that's having that understanding, that appreciation for developing, right? So just understanding that the game still has to be coded a certain way, and if you understand the mechanics of the game, just know that there might be ways to circumvent those mechanics.
To
the physics or things like that, you know.
Stone King, Pyro, Ex Hamatos.
Stone Key in.
Hey, look, Sensei is in the chat. King. Oh, he's in the here too.
I'm here too. I'm Luke. So I don't go by logic on YouTube. I go by Luke. I go by my government name. Yay.
The establishment name
in the chat. So if you ever want, I go by the established name that was on my birth certificate, and that's on my ID. But yeah, no. So yeah, go ahead, do it.
I heard it. I've heard it.
No, finish it. No, okay. So if you knew that my name was Luke, so
we had a player named Luke, and it was always just Luke. That was it. Luke Scott.
Luke Scott. Yeah, Luke Scott.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they did that in the beginning of Luke Voight coming in.
Oh no, they still do it now.
They still do it?
That's what they do. Everything is Luke. That's
when he first came to the Yankees, though, I thought they was booing him. Like, man, the guy hadn't that bat yet. They were booing him. It's like, give him a chance. I mean, jeez. Oh man, but yeah, man. Metacritic is
just a mess. I've never depended on them for any game purchases or to sway me about any game. I bought it because I wanted to. If I was on the fence on it, I would go to YouTube and watch maybe 3 at max of reviewers and just kind of, decide from there.
Yeah, and that's another thing we should be in the habit and practicing is if you are into the reviewers, because I still watch reviewers, but try to watch somebody that plays what you play.
Yeah,
that enjoys the games you enjoy, that genre. I wouldn't recommend to go somebody who plays Battlefield all the time and reviews a Destiny. No. And you love Destiny, and he's reviewing Destiny from a Battlefield point of view, you know? And you're sitting there going, wait, what? Yeah. You're not going to like it because they're not reviewing it like you would. Like they're not saying what you want to hear. Yeah. And in terms of I'm not saying holding your hand, but in terms of the call outs and the weaponry in the game and the camos and things like that, they don't play the game you do. So their terminology is going to be off.
I think that even comes like to content creation, to people that watch streamers and stuff like that. A lot of the times you're going to watch people that play what you play. Like it's just natural because you enjoy. And then hopefully there's maybe another thing going on. Some people that just watch. There are people that I watch on Twitch simply because I feel like they're comedians. Not even because of their gameplay and stuff. It's just that their content is just their
we talked about this last time. I can't keep that energy, man. I can't keep that enthusiasm for like 2 or 3 hours. Like, hey, oh my god, guys! Yeah. Like, oh god.
Look, after last week,
people in your chat though.
No, after I got off last week, we had that conversation last week. After I got off, I sat here thinking, I think I'm legit crazy because I can hold 1-hour conversations and record them by myself.
I literally tried on both Twitch, Mixer, and even on YouTube. And I'll play like, say, Outriders. And I'm over here playing. I get people in chat. Hey, what's up, Techno? I like that game. Yeah. I'm like, oh, man, it's cool. And
that's it.
And I try. It's like, oh, what's up, man? Oh, thanks for checking me out, man. Yeah, man, this game is great and so forth. And like, okay. And that's just, I'm still playing.
See that part I can't. I'm like podcasts, I could do podcasting, but when it comes to playing a game, streaming it, and having a conversation with people, like I get as far as, hey man, what do you think about the game?
Freeze. I mean, somebody's actually watching me. Somebody's watching me and wants to talk to me.
No, and it's a real thing since we're actually doing this because we're live now. We have people in the chat now. You know what I mean? Like, I understand it's more of a comfortability setting, like with us. Like, we're pretty comfortable with each other. But it's like, I don't want to assume anything either. I'm just assuming that you guys are comfortable.
I'll start taking off my shirt.
Anyway. Right, exactly. But it's but I think that's the thing
from here down, it's
all play.
Okay.
Whoa!
So, what happened?
Stone King just gave me a super chat of $25.
Oh,
actually, this is my
King.
first one. Not that I was expecting it or anything like that, or even it's just it actually just it enables on its own the super chat thing, and you have to turn it off. But I never think about it because I've never had a super chat before, you know. And
that's pretty cool, man.
And he said, saw the live notification on Twitter. What's up, panel? Stone King, thank you. You're the first one that gave me a super chat, and I greatly appreciate it. And I'm gonna have to get him on here one day. You know?
Oh my God! I not before me, man. He will be on my show. No, Stone King. He's doing that. He donated the Xbox card for us, man.
Nice.
The Xbox card. Yeah, man. He donated to us, and we're raffling it off this week. But that guy.
Shout out to Stone Cold, man. That's a big deal for me because this is my third one. This is the third stream I've done with you guys. You know. And I didn't have that thing enabled because I was expecting somebody to give me any donation. It's just automatically on, you know, when you do a stream on YouTube and when you're already at that level where, you know, YouTube allows you to have a super chat. And then, but again, it was just unexpected and a surprise too. So, all right. So Stone King, thank you. Thanks, man. It's huge. It's awesome, huge. Thank you. Yeah.
That is awesome, man. That's huge, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Stone.
Shout out to Stone.
So I'm gonna have to use that to.
Man, I
got almost a tear going down my cheek.
I'm not even gonna finish my point at this point. I think we're just too amped up over that. That's pretty
cool. I'm gonna start tearing up, and I'm gonna have to use that as a giveaway or something for get.
No, that's that, and that's your incentive to go and stream more.
Exactly. So thanks, Stone. So, man, where we left off. He completely threw us off the rails, man.
Comfortability, and we're comfortable with each other, and then next thing you know, there you go.
No, man, but we've been as a podcaster, man. It's like content creator.
To the anxiety thing, the anxiety aspect of doing it. It's social anxieties and stuff like that. Like me, I've never felt that I couldn't be in a room. Not never, but I learned quickly that if I'm put in a room in any type of situation, whatever social situation, I could easily converse with anybody there. I don't ever feel that I'm out of my element. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you might be and stuff like that. You could be 10 years younger than me. You could be 30 years older than me. I feel like I could still hold a conversation with you and it'd be productive and meaningful and things like that, or just shoot the shit. But that's just me. I have that gift to gab thing, and I don't get nervous or things like that. Like, you know, I think this aspect, though, of the camera being on and lights and stuff, it definitely adds like a little more of a pressure and also to just almost like the self-monitoring part of it, having to kind of monitor what you say because it lives on the internet and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, for me, that's the anxiety right there. For me, the anxiety is the stuff I say. Got to remember that it lives on forever on the internet. Mm-hmm. So I got to remember that kind of stuff. And then my anxiety also comes when the cameras go live.
Yeah,
it's one of those. Okay, what's my number count like? I see 1, 2, 9. Now it's 15. Last week was a total attack on my anxiety when I saw, and I know it was bots, but when I saw the thing go from like 10 viewers to like 60 something viewers, I'm going, whoa.
Remember, I told you to just shout it out. It was like, we're good. Don't worry about it. We're good. I mean,
that's when my anxiety went like, whoa, okay.
But it happened like that. It literally went from we had the 10, 12 people, just normal conversation, and the next thing you know, it felt like just a few like randos and weirdos, but then the bot attack and stuff, and it's like, and then here I am, and you could see if you watch the end of the clip because you can't see the chat. I'm not even looking at the camera anymore. I'm barely paying attention to the conversation anymore. I'm literally looking at my other screen. And all I'm doing is just delete. And I just felt it, you know what that was? And it's just that unpreparedness. Yeah. Just like we had something going, I personally felt like I took something for granted because I just felt that I just assumed that every conversation that we had and every, stream that we would have, we wouldn't have to worry about something like that. Like people would just know how to be people, but you're on the internet still at the end of the day. You can't take those type of assumptions, especially if you're trying to do things like this, create content, do podcasting, gaming and stuff like that. Like go to any one of those YouTube videos now. It's pretty cool to do the ban repeals, unban things like that. But you see what some of these people say.
Well, have you seen the collection of comments I get in my videos?
Yeah, I go in there every now and again. Like I shouldn't say like I'm kind of a stalker, but when I go up in your comments, I see those comments. I'm like, are these people human? Like what is
sometimes it's the same person. They'll come back on different videos and comment on those videos and just keep repeating what they're saying, or they come up with another insult.
Weirdos.
And I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
It's like it hits you that bad that you go personal on somebody, like in a comment. I had one guy tell me one time, go lose weight and go join a gym. And I'm going, well, my I don't have donations just yet. If you want to donate
to my gym,
I'll be more than glad I get a membership. And I'll flip it around. I've been bullied all my life. That doesn't bother me. I come from the Bronx. I got a thick skin. So to me, you telling me go lose weight, I laugh at that. You telling me, oh, you're bald, I laugh at that. You're 40-something years old, I laugh. It's just funny to me because I look at it as content. And that comment you gave me is DLC for my content.
Yeah.
That's what it is to me.
You see me, I posted like, hey, look what I got today. And I'll post it on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. It's extra content. Thank you. Like it happened today. Me and Logic sitting there going, what are we talking this Sunday? We had you were on a thread. You were on a thread, Tech. It's a whole thread there. That's our topic for Sunday.
I got dragged into it. I'm blaming the XBL guys. I'm telling you, because I tweeted that out. I mean, it's really not their fault, but it is their fault because I just so happened to click on a tweet. Because you know how you get those not recommended, but like when you see somebody else's activity, suggested activity or whatever. I saw a comment a back and forth that they were having with the guy about the Space Jam game, free-to-play game that's going to be exclusive to Game Pass for 2 weeks, or just like as like a thing. But it's basically the game is a knockoff Double Dragon that's promoting the new Space Jam movie. It's free to play. It will be free to play for everyone, but for Game Pass first for 2 weeks. And this guy out there, I mean, listen, all respect to him, not to be disrespectful or anything like that, but this guy really, he planted the flag and he just didn't move. And he said, nope, anti-consumer. It's, and then he started, and then it was and then it was just the fear mongering. Then it was, oh, if you think this is bad, just wait until they do it to your favorite AAA game and stuff. And you don't know. And I'm saying to myself, how long, he must be young. That's the only thing that I could understand, because if he was gaming for as long as I've been gaming or Kills have been gaming or even you've been gaming, he would realize like this practice has been done more egregiously and by other companies and just to much larger extents. Like this is nothing. If you're calling this, if this is anti-consumerism at this point, then listen, everybody's got to go. Everybody's got to go at this point. And his beef shouldn't be with, and he added Phil in the post.
Oh yeah,
and that was another. It's like you're adding Phil, and it's like, Phil's not responding to something like that too. But even if he would give it, because you can't give something like that credence, but the beef shouldn't be with Xbox. It should be with Warner for allowing the game to be on Game Pass. Because if you think for 2 seconds that wasn't discussed when the deal and the agreement was made that the game was coming out free to play, that Xbox didn't tell them, oh, by the way, we're putting it on Game Pass. They were probably like, sure, who gives a fuck? Like literally, Xbox probably was like, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Warner was like, who cares? So that's why. So this guy is like, fighting the good fight for nobody.
And he's physical media. So it's like, I don't even do digital, I do physical. So you're arguing about what? What are you mad about?
Yeah.
If you are physical media, this is about
when it
digital.
lands in Game Pass, is it live for everybody or is it coming out? Oh, okay.
Everybody. It's a Game Pass perk. You're getting early access to it.
Okay, see, that's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a perk. It's one of those things. But once the 14th
which is the official launch date,
everybody gets it.
Yeah.
Which is the official launch date. It's a free look. Yeah. It's an ad game. It's them advertising Space Jam. That's all it is, man.
It's his game of the year. Did I say that?
It's not even a game of the year. That's what you put, I think. It's not even a game of the year, my man. It's like
and if you couldn't see the bigger point, then oh no, taboo, shame on you. And it's like this could get worse. And I'm saying to myself, were you around for the Destiny 1 days? Like me as an Xbox gamer, like I didn't want an Xbox at that point. I had an Xbox One, and then he said, "Okay, wow, Destiny 1, Xbox One, yeah. Oh, by the way, all that cool exotic weapons and strikes and
that's worse.
Things like that.
That's worse.
Guess what? For 1 whole year on PlayStation, go fuck yourself.
You're talking about guns now,
am I
exotics.
Supposed to be mad, and I'm supposed to be mad at Microsoft for not ponying up the money to Activision to get that deal first? No, why? Because what were their exclusive deals with Activision to get Call of Duty map packs first and DLC? So, you know what I mean? At that point, it's like, and nobody was having, people were having that conversation back then because I'm sure PlayStation people were pissed at that. But
Logic, his whole debate about it starts with this and then what's next. I would challenge him and go, well, Xbox was there, and they did when they had Call of Duty exclusivity for the deals, the maps. They were there, and they stopped doing it because of these reasons of the way you're thinking right now. They were there. You're thinking backwards. They're not gonna go. They're all about consumer right now.
Anything 2 weeks is nothing, and they're all about the consumer, like you were just gonna say. And I'm sorry for cutting you off. They are literally all about the consumer right now. And if you can't see that, you're just avoiding it. It's like people that just want to avoid facts to create their own narrative. And
go check out his narrative. Chad, go check out the game. Go check out the game. This guy was mad about. It's literally an ad game, advertising a Space Jam movie.
Space Jam: The New Legacy. It's literally the power. It's like I told Kills on the call that we had. It's the Double Dragon, the Power Rangers game back from the from the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis game, the one that where you just side scroll and then you move around punching people and they disappear when they fall. The clay ones, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie game that they had.
Another one.
You know what I mean? And that's all. And what was that game?
This is Burger King promo. Remember those little?
Sneak King. Yes,
that's what this is. That's what this is. There's nothing. You're spending your energy on the wrong things, man. Like you're like look. It seems to me like he had a problem with Game Pass.
Period. In general, yes.
In general, Game Pass. You have an issue with Game Pass.
Media, he's a collector. That's what literally his bio said in Twitter.
Newsflash, even your physical disc are not owned by you anymore. Hello, wait till he finds that part out. You don't own your physical disc media anymore. Great, you're a collector. You don't own them. The moment they pull the rights on those things, you don't own them. Remember, you got to download those discs.
Yeah.
You don't own the rights to that disc anymore. It's not like before where you can pop it in and pop it out and play whenever you want.
You're buying a disc anyway, and almost every game that you're buying right now cannot be played without a day one update where you connect to the internet. How are you connecting to the internet now? I understand that you don't have to have things like Game Pass and Xbox Live. Remember, because then he tried to throw that one at me. Oh, I'm sure you would have been one of the guys that hid Apex Legends behind the paywall, like behind gold. And I'm over here like, it didn't affect me because guess what? And this is where I got a little pompous on him. I had a PC back then, so I didn't give a fuck because it didn't affect me. Yeah, maybe did I feel bad? Yeah, I don't think a free to play game should be behind a service like that in practice, but also let's not try to sit here and pretend like Apex Legends is this new fucking Space Jam game. Let's not compare.
No, this is not even a multiplayer game. It doesn't affect anyone. I don't get extra weapons. I don't get extra armor or weapon, and then 2 weeks from now you play me and I'm gonna destroy you.
When Burger King was selling it in their Burger King Happy Meal things.
Remember that? Yeah.
I try to collect them all too, man.
No, we ran out. Man, every time I come here, you don't got no Sneak King, man. What's going on with Sneak King? I want that, man.
Oh, man. I forgot about those.
It was Sneak King and the bumper cars.
There was like 3 or 4 of them, wasn't there?
There was a couple of them. But Sneak King was my jam, man.
Sneak King.
That was much.
And there was a commercial for Sneak King. He's all creepy with the big old helmet.
The King was sneaking around with the shadow. Oh man, that was promotional stuff.
He's
man.
like,
that's what this
like
is,
you wake
man.
up in the morning, he's right there, laying next to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They had some creepy commercials
with that Sneak King.
guy,
when he was running around, I don't see them make commercials anymore, but when he was running around with the big head king thing,
well, commercials nowadays are pretty lame. They got to be like all correctness and everything. So people get offended way too easy now. Yeah. I mean, if I put on one long sock, one short sock, somebody gets offended. That's how bad it's gotten. It's like, why are you wearing the mismatched socks? Like,
I don't want to leave the other sock alone, by itself. So I get a long one and a short one.
Yeah,
all inclusive.
It's crazy. All inclusive.
So that's an early preview of Sunday's podcast.
That was about the sneaking.
Yeah.
Sneaking. No, that's the early.
We're leading the podcast with that. Actually, that's our first topic. Funny. We're gonna start a petition for a new sneaking.
No, there's a game that should reboot.
Right.
All right. So Metacritic sucks as always. We've all known that, but this is just like in your face though. I mean, big time.
Yeah,
it's blatant. It's blatant, and it's starting to trend up now. The whole IGN comment now with Metacritic and DF has always been involved in that.
Okay,
like the non-console war guys, right? But
so with DF, I know John Littleman or whatever his name is. He's more of a PlayStation guy.
He blocked me.
He's more of a PlayStation guy. But the other guy, the older guy, isn't he?
Yeah. The boss, El Jefe.
Right? Isn't he more of an Xbox guy or not?
He's very neutral. Okay, he's very down the middle. Like he I rather his reviews because he's very down
he sounds
the middle,
like it,
and he'll call it like it is. Yeah, he'll call it like it is. Like he called out John Linneman the other day when he was talking about like when he said the same name with the PlayStation. Sorry,
okay, explain.
Like he called them out. He said this ain't it.
When people rag on DF, then it seems like everybody at DF. Is it mainly because of John?
No, it's John. It's
okay.
John Linneman, because he his reviews. If you read what he does on his reviews and the video comparisons, they're like his wording very heavy on the Sony side. Doesn't care less about the Xbox side, and he'll fight in the comments. He'll fight and come across as a very Sony fanboy. Like he'll fight anybody that's all about Xbox
Twitter and all that.
Like he does that, and he doesn't help his calls out at all. And then he pauses, and then he goes, "Well, now I got to take a break from Twitter because you guys are weird. You're weirdos." Like you what?
Imagine.
Like he does that, and then he'll lock his tweets, and he'll invite those who can, his safe space, so he can invite those who agree with him, and then he unlocks them again, and before you know it, you're blocked because you commented on somebody else's thing. I hit a thumbs up on one guy's thing, and before I know I was blocked. I was like, oh, okay. Like
that's all it took.
Like
you gotta love that. Like you don't even say anything directly to him. It's just that you managed to like somebody else or like something else that
God forbid, I like the comment. Yeah.
And nope, you're out.
But he's just a little too. He's too fanboyish, man. Way too much. Like, and that's my fear with that. Not my fear. That's my fear with media. That's why when I see people put so much emphasis and energy in what IGN says and what DF comparison videos are all about. Like I always say, take that with a grain of salt and go, we should not be sharing these things and caring too much about them, because at the end of the day, that can affect you and how much I go back to the fun. It cannot affect your fun. It just can't. Like why? Like my fear is this, and I will say fear is that as an Xbox gamer, I go hard. I see way too many people going hard on a frame rate drop. For one little frame rate drop, or it doesn't look native 4K, and what's the other one? Dynamic 4K, and injecting it with steroids 4K or whatever they call that, whatever Insomniac is doing now. And I sit there and we're going so hard on what's not and what is, that we get on the Xbox side, we're gonna get gamed to that as well, man.
Yeah.
We are just gonna get gamed because these are developers, human beings. They're not robots,
also remember, man. When you absorb all these YouTube videos and people are talking about resolutions, frames per second, checkerboarding, dynamic, not dynamic, and so on and so forth. Everybody's an expert these days. And they know. They know what's best. They know what to look for, and they know where to nitpick. Because they're the experts now sitting at home on their couch or in front of the computer and like, you know what? Yeah, that dropped. I saw it with my naked eye.
Yep. As I was running this fast, I saw on the right side that blurred.
That was a drop right there. It's like
ruined the whole experience.
I don't think I've ever played a game. Yeah, I've noticed drops. Of course, I've noticed. Everybody notices drops, but I don't think I've ever let it ruin my game.
It's like Kills. I think I was telling you this before. Like I've been playing MLB The Show on my Series S. Mm-hmm. I had the screen. I have the FPS counter for my monitor, so I put the FPS counter on. It's at 60 a lot of the times, but there are times where I get frame drops, and sometimes some of them are kind of nasty. Some of them they drop down to 40. Now, what do I attest that to? Am I pissed off at San Diego Studios necessarily? No. This is the first time this game has been on this generation of consoles.
On this console,
on this console,
let alone next generation, yeah.
Right, not let alone next generation and stuff like that. It's like I don't want to make excuses for them, but I definitely didn't expect it to make for them to release the game in such a state where it was just going to run solid smooth on both the Series X, and you could play this game on your Xbox One, your Xbox One X as well too. So it's like,
thanks, Sony.
I'm over here like semi complaining, but yet people are like out over there, like there's my buddy Turpin was playing on a One X. He was enjoying it. It was great. It was a fun experience and stuff like that. So I know the next time around, this game's going to get better, or more than likely, if I get a Series X. More than likely the game will run closer to how it probably runs on the PS5, because I just know that the Series X is the more powerful.
By the way, I mentioned this last week. Kudos to the Xbox team for like having the trust in sending San Diego Studios their Xbox
I read
dev
that
kits
story too,
to work on the MLB Show. That's just kudos to them for like going, you know what? Here's our dev kits. Before this is pre-launch. This is way before pre-launch. Here it is, and I can only imagine because this was announced 2019.
Well, they had to, I guess,
that this was going to happen. right? It was like when they said it's going to come to the Xbox. So back then, like whenever the dev kits were available, that was back then before we even knew a series was coming out.
Yeah.
Here you go, play with it.
Yeah, that's
like the trust in that was like.
I mean, they gotta put some restrictions or some kind of. I mean, big time.
Course.
Like
you
leak
NDA
our tech, we're gonna sue big time. And I don't think I don't think
sure
the studio wants
NDA
to be sued by
Microsoft.
Not
Microsoft, a $2 trillion company now. Now $2 trillion. You don't want to get sued by that. $2 trillion. Like they'll pay your lawyer and still.
Wasn't it just a couple of years ago they crossed over to $1 trillion? So they just
was that 2019?
So just in 3 years, they crossed over to 2.
Yeah,
bro, their growth is amazing, and their growth is not like. So we were doing last week in our show. Legal and Logic were breaking down the Microsoft side of things, and you can see it's not a dip and high with Microsoft. It's been like
you can't go wrong.
Steady climbing.
But it's also hard to compare the two companies. I mean, Sony had a lot of things going for it before they decided to say, hey, we're going to make consoles. You know what I mean? Like they had music, they had artists like Michael Jackson, like Sony Music Group and stuff like that.
Correct.
Like these companies had other dealings, other businesses and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That they're doing and that they still do to this day, where I can only imagine that their PlayStation division isn't their most profitable division. It's not. There are other divisions that make more money for that company than them. For Microsoft, it's the same thing. Xbox's division is not their most profitable division, but it makes them a shit ton of money. And it allows them to take risk and do certain things and stuff like that. And so if they want to reinvest in stuff like that, they understand where the culture is going now. 10 years ago, you couldn't see things like, I mean, we started to see the infancy of Twitch, where, Justin TV and things like that. Remember those good old times where, machinima and stuff like that, the infancy of like YouTube gaming, all of those times. It's like, did anybody think back then that we were going to be at a state now where like in 2021, you're over here on your YouTube channel with people that you met on the internet that have common interests as you, having a conversation about what you enjoy to do as a hobby, playing video games.
It's insane.
Like, you know what I mean?
Insane.
Like it's mind blowing.
I look back when I was growing up, and like, if we have what we have now, back then, I'm like, oh my god. I mean.
Yeah. Because what was the other option we had before social media and all this YouTube stuff? It was you literally had to go out and meet people. Well, you had that, right?
American Online,
and then you literally had to physically meet people, and how that's one of those things where. I mean, I don't know, man.
You know what they did, Kills? You know what they did in Vegas? They created a bar called Insert Coins. So for the older person, for the 21 and older, they literally you'd go to a bar. It was in Old Vegas, not Old Vegas, but downtown Las Vegas, basically, and it was right over by Fremont. And my buddy Jay took me there once. It was sick. They had TVs all over the place. Inside the booths, they had TVs at the bar. They had a full wraparound bar. They had a little DJ set, a little dance floor, and everything like that. And they had controllers on the bar.
Oh my God.
Control every system they had. So this was when the PS3 and 360 were a thing, because it was like 2013. Still, they didn't get upgraded to the PS4 or the One yet. So They had Call of Duty. They had an internet connection. You wanted to play Call of Duty, get a drink. Here's your controller. Boom, TV, and there you go.
Yeah.
And you drink, and then you playing. And then, you want to play a fighting game? Cool, we'll switch it over. Bam, bam. No charge, no anything, but social, because you were around with people.
And drinking.
But that was now. Now it's like you got things on Twitch kind and stuff like that. Now people are going on Reddit and they have community groups. Let's meet together. Let's do this. We have a common interest. But you don't even have to do that now because we have Discord, Skype, the internet, Twitter, Xbox Live Chat. We have this. This, you know what I mean? Like, my capture card just got in the mail that my dad picked up for me. I'm going to be able to start streaming the Xbox now. Legit, I was able to do it before through the Xbox, but now I'm going to able to broadcast the signal directly to the PC to actually have. It's China #1 card. So I only say that I'm jokingly. It's basically a knockoff Elgato. It's a knockoff Elgato because I only needed to just capture the video, and it's gonna. It looks good. I'm going to test it out later on, but from the reviews and stuff about it and the price point, that was the biggest thing. The biggest thing was the price point, and does it actually do at its most basic form what I needed to do, which is capture the video and put it into my OBS, my Streamlabs OBS. If those two answers are yes, then let's rock and roll. And then we'll go forward as I continue to push this and do this grind. Hopefully I will then be able to come up and get a thing like an Elgato and be a little more professional and stuff like that. But it's a work in progress. I'm not just. Yeah, man.
A little off topic, but like, how cool is it that we normalize that we call each other by our gamer tags?
Like me and Ligo, we know our names.
Think about, like, that's how far we've come. We've come so far. Like, yeah, I'm Sensei. Yep, and that's Tech, and that's Logic. Like literally, we know each other's real names, and we sit here and call each other through our gamer tag anyways because we feel that much more comfortable because that's our persona. You know, that's who we are. That's who we want to be. We don't want you to see us for this because we are this person that we're saying we are. So it's just pretty cool.
I'd be hard pressed to find the last time I actually called Reborn by his first name.
Right.
No, like Reborn was even Money. Money, I don't like. Oh, have you talked to? I don't. Do people know Money's name?
No, I mean, let's say follow him on Twitter.
I'm not gonna. Is his real name on Twitter? Because I don't want to expose him and
really not.
Dox him.
Yeah,
okay,
it's not.
So I'm not gonna dox him. But basically, I'd be hard pressed to go back to a conversation and be like, "Hey, so and so." Like I'm always like, "Hey, Money. Hey, Reborn. Hey," you know what I mean? The only one that I don't do that with is Heartbeat. Because Heartbeat I've known since I was in 3rd grade, and I call him Manny. You know what I mean? Like I go by what everybody else calls him by and stuff like that. But he was one funny story, real quick. He was the one that gave me my gamer name. So Logic comes from him, and I'm going back all the way because my first AOL email name was Skywalker, and my birthday 3289. I'm that fucking old.
Skywalker.
When I was I had it because it had to be, and it wasn't that I was this huge Star Wars nut. It was just like that was the first email that I made. Shoot me. You know what I mean? Like it's what it is. And then, and then basically start gaming and stuff like that. And then needed the gamer tag. And it was like, what's the gamer tag? Well, obviously it's the nickname that I was given and the nickname that Harvey gave to me because he was like, yo, you're like this like brainiac and like you figure shit out logically and stuff. So Logic, there it is.
You're gonna call me an idiot here. So back in the OG day, Xbox OG, and we had Live when it came out. And I registered. I had to come up with a gamer tag. Okay. I'm not good with coming up with crap. I'll bum off somebody else and kind of mix it up a little bit. So my brother, he I don't know why he went by this, but he had one called TeknoBlast, like tango, right? And blast.
Yeah, like dancing tango or tango.
TeknoBlast. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I'll steal it. I'll call myself TeknoBlast. But I had the proper techno, which is TECHNO for technology.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So I went by that name for the longest time on OG Live, right? But my idiot self didn't realize this until way later. This is even before the 360 came out. When my cousin came over, he's like, hey, I want to play some Halo. It's like, all right. So he looks at my gamer tag name. He goes, why is your name TeknoBlast? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I never realized I did this to myself. He's like, why is it TeknoBlast? TEHNO blast. I totally forgot to put the C in there. TeknoBlast. He just kept calling me TeknoBlast. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
You spelled
like, are you serious? I was like, I can't believe I messed up my name. So when the 360 came out and we could have brought our name over, it's like, you know what? Forget it. And this is before we could change our name. You remember we weren't able to change our names yet. So I was just like, you know what? I'll just start a whole new account and name it correctly, spell it correctly, TeknoBlast. And back then I did name it TeknoBlast the proper way. And then I don't know how many years later, it's like, you know what? I'm going to change it to what I have now. TEKNO blast. And I've been stuck with it since then, pretty much all the 360 and up. It would have been older if I would have spelled my name right the first time on the OG Live. But I was an idiot. I didn't even realize. And, I partied too much back then, too. Yeah. And what else I was going with this? Oh, yeah. So recently, I would say in the last year or so, I've had a lot of people come to my channel, not review my channel, but, comment on some of the videos that I have. And these people keep coming up and saying, you know what? Your name is a ripoff to somebody else. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, you ripped off your name from this guy named TeknoBlade, right? And I'm like, who is TeknoBlade? I have no idea who this TeknoBlade is, right? And the guy keeps saying, like, it's TeknoBlade. And I was like, I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah, he ripped off his name. It's like, dude, I've been having this name since 2005, pretty much the 360 days, right? When it first came out.
Right.
It's like, so if anything, he ripped my name off. you know, if he wasn't around back then, he's just recent, then he took my name and spun it, you know? And I was like, no, it's a ripoff. And I've had several people say that. And I still don't know who this TeknoBlast guy is. So who is this guy?
Oh my God.
You still? I think you're telling me. I don't know.
So it's a guy named TeknoBlast, and I think it's proper Techno Blade. And I don't know if he's like a music guy or
it may be like a.
It could be a DJ. I don't know. But
I had one name change. I was DOF Logic when I first got Xbox Live in like the winter of 2005. I think that's when I first got Live. That's when my aunt she did this whole ruse where she basically told me that, you know, she needed to set up, you know, an Xbox Live account for her boss's son, and went through the whole thing. What do they need? Oh, DSL connection. And she's like asking me all these things and stuff like that. Come to find out on Christmas, boom, there's the Xbox Live kit. There's the whole thing. So it's like, there I go. I'm entering in my name and stuff like that. DOF Logic, because my dad's clan on PC has always been DOF, Defenders of Freedom. He's got like over 20 years. He's had that group of guys that have been playing. That's what I started as. So when I started playing on Xbox, and then when we got to the 360 era, that's how Kills met me as. It was DOF Logic. And then we all started going under that moniker. Anybody that would basically, when we clicked up DOF, then basically it was between Kills, I believe Reborn, and Manny, you guys came up with Unit. And that was our moniker. And basically it was more like we're our own thing. It's like we're like brother clan of DOF. But because we're on console and stuff, we're our own entity, and that's just going to be what it is. So then we're Unit, and we've been that way ever since then, basically. And that's still my tag since I first switched over back. I think it was COD 4. When we switched over, maybe a little after that.
COD 4.
A little after COD 4, and then I switched it over. So like I've had that tag, and then it's carried me too because the tag stays even when you log off Windows PCs.
Yeah,
if I ever played a game that was Windows and stuff,
love it. Yeah.
So technically, I still have my same original gamer tag since 2005. So 16 years I've had this gamer tag because it's been linked to the same email address that I've had this whole time.
Yeah, so I misspelled my first name or my tag back then, and now I'm getting accused of stealing somebody's name. So
TeknoBlast, if you're out there watching this
so
podcast,
TeknoBlast, I have no idea who you are.
What do you do?
But you're welcome to come to my show one time. We'll set the record straight. Who had it first? You know?
Yeah. Do they still charge you for name change?
I don't know. I did it that one time, and that was it.
Points or
now,
remember how it used to be like 800
the first time was
points
free.
Or whatever it was back then? Yes, I think.
And then
they give
after that,
you
you had to pay for it. Yeah, it was $10, I think.
Okay.
$10.
Yeah, it was like 800 Microsoft.
But you don't lose anything. Kind of like the other, platform where you lose everything.
Remember Microsoft points? Oh man.
Oh yeah, I got a collection of cards still. I used to keep them. That had like the Halo or Gears on it. I collected those.
Yes.
Yeah. Those were somewhere
Those were pretty
in
cool.
one of my boxes. Yes.
Yeah. No, remember when the DLC packs for Halo used to come out if you bought them at a brick and mortar store when you wanted the code because you were going to just download the DLC. You didn't have to get the disc because they also used to release it. This is how old we are. DLC used to come on a fucking disc. Okay, Halo 2, they would release DLC disc base if you didn't want it, if you didn't have the space, or you'd rip it from it and put it there, or you just get the code. They'd sell you the code. You go type it in.
Now, what they were supposed to do like many years ago was you were able to go to a retail store with a USB drive, purchase DLC, transfer it to USB, and then bring it back home and transfer it back.
Funkoland did that. Funkoland, like towards the end of Funkoland, when the digital stuff started happening, they used to do that. You used to go there with a USB drive or whatever it was, jump drive they called it. You go in there and then just whatever you purchase, they put it on there. Give us like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever it is. We'll download it quick or come back. And it's like, remember the back day, the photos. You have to develop them.
I didn't
Same
know
thing.
That.
Leave it here. Come back.
So
like
it never took off down here in Texas, so we never saw it. But I know that was a thing they wanted to do, but I didn't know it really took off somewhere else.
It didn't take off. It really didn't take. I think it was there, but it was not like it didn't take off much. I remember there was a story one time where the corrupt files were happening and just wasn't doing it right. Viruses and that kind of stuff because you had those people back then that were really really corrupt. So, and you would go home and plug it in and mess up your it'll break your console.
Yeah, that would be a bad thing, big time.
Very bad. Yeah. That's what's happening. So it didn't really take off because of that kind of stuff.
Funny how if you change your name on the other platform, it breaks everything that you've earned in the past.
Is that true?
I don't know.
With Sony, like,
I mean, they said it. There was a lot of reports that
like,
there was something wrong, but I never looked into it just because I know.
Because I read something where when you do a name change in Sony, you may or may not keep your saves or something like that. Something happens, your trophies. What?
That's crazy.
I guess I'm too spoiled when it comes to the way we can do our things. Because literally, I changed my name. It's just changing my name. There's nothing really weird with it. It doesn't tell me to re-download stuff again.
So,
I don't know.
But it's okay. It's okay. Microsoft's becoming anti-consumer.
They're very
Don't
anti-consumer.
Anti-consumer.
Very.
Our boy Emmanuel wants to go rewind a little bit to Space Jam and talk about the controllers. What do you guys think about the new controllers that came out?
Oh, the schemes that came out with? Are those going to be available to us?
It was already sold out.
Okay, there goes that question out there.
I hope those weren't limited edition. I hope they do another one of those.
How limited was that? Like, because I saw the image go around the internet.
There was one. See, I'm looking here. It says coming soon, but Amazon were sold out. So I don't know. I might have to pick this one up.
Emmanuel, were those like limited? Because I've seen pictures about going around the internet, but were those limited or there it is right there, man?
There was three different ones.
Tech, did I see that right? Did I see that right, Tech? Do you have 120,000 rewards?
Something like
points?
that,
bro.
Hey, Tech,
there's a show.
I'm hungry over here.
I was gonna say you leaked real quick. I mean, I don't want to blow it up, but just my man.
Wow, you got a couple of $50
right
gift cards there.
Your streak. How long is your streak going?
Well, remember,
remember he said he has that thing.
I do the automated.
He keeps it going.
The thing that does it. So it's 138, and
look at that's the 3 right there. Look at the Goon Squad. Oh, I think
that's actually. Oh wait,
Emmanuel's with me on it, man. Look at that Goon Squad, man.
I like the technology looking on the left one, or this one on my screen.
Oh, is that the one? The left.
I like the left one. I do like the Goon Squad one. That purple scheme.
Yeah, because that Goon Squad looks.
Are you talking about Lola the bunny or the controller?
Okay. Stop! Don't do that because they actually changed her outfit to downplay her sexuality. Let's not go. No.
I'm digging the Goon Squad because of the color scheme, and I'm digging the Goon Squad and the Toon Squad, both of those, middle and the right.
I'm on the outside ones.
That baby blue. I like the baby blue accents on the skin actually. Like it's almost like a
on
baby
the
blue.
Left one.
On the left one, that's pretty dope. I don't know about the buttons. I feel like the buttons should be not like a dark gray. I feel like they could have did a better job at those colors. I feel like they could have been the baby blue, just like it could have been the black like that, but then had the baby blue color in them.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny to me that we keep hearing all these rumors about WB being bought, WB this with Microsoft, but here we are getting controllers with WB stuff on it, and like it's just weird to me. Like, is this like a sign of things to come? Because their partnership right now is crazy. Like this right here. Oh my God! And Emmanuel said it was limited, but because it's WB, it may be available again.
I tell you what, if you're on the fence of getting one, get one anyways. Because I bought the Sea of Thieves one, right? And I wanted to get a second one for my son for his birthday, but it was already like months ahead, past. I couldn't find one anymore. You just can't get them, and they're all going for like $300-$400.
If you're a collector, by the way, you want to get these things.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you want to get these things. This is like, even if you don't play with them.
I got like 15 controllers on my wall that I don't even touch.
Oh, I got so many controllers, man. Like I got so many. Like now they opened up the store again, so I'm like, Jesus Christ, why you gonna go?
I wish
go broke.
I wish I did a better job of keeping some of my stuff earlier, only because. But I moved around a lot. Like as I started getting older, like out of high school, and then like in jobs, I was bouncing all around New York, Connecticut, New York, Las Vegas. So it's like to actually keep track of stuff and you know what I mean, to have everything. It got a little confusing, but yeah, there was definitely some special. I had the special edition Titan Call of Duty Black Ops Titan headsets. That was when they were competing with the Turtle Beaches, and that was like the gaming headsets. I had those Titan ones. It was sick. I don't even have that anymore, but I remember still having that. That might still be at my dad's house.
You talking about the Titanfall?
No. Titan. They were actually the company was called Titan itself. They would. I don't know if you remember the Titan headphones.
Yeah.
They were basically like, I wouldn't say they were knockoff Astros, but they were more or less around like the Astros.
Yeah, the ear cups were like squarey kind of.
Yeah.
Freaking Emmanuel, we need to kick his butt out now. So he knows how I feel about this guy named Lamar Wilson, and he brought him up, and he's probably like laughing his ass off right now. He's like, "Oh, I just got tech. What a jerk!" All right, if you don't know already, I hate and don't like Lamar Wilson. I just can't stand him.
Okay.
He's like this context? Big YT guy. He's all about Xbox, and like he does a lot of reviews. I think with toys, but a lot of console stuff. But the way he comes off as his character on his videos is just way too much for me. It's just too much. And
I think I know what you're talking about. Let me see.
And it's just, I don't like that. And I know they have to do it for their, it's their thing. It's for their channel. Right. It's like acting. I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, tone it down. Like, we talk to each other. This is us. We're not putting an act.
Oh, I know what it is. Right? I just looked them up. I see.
We talk to each other the way we speak and everything. How we are. This is us. I don't try to make like, what's up, guys, and all that bullshit. I don't try to do that.
Yeah, he's over the top,
and he does that, and it's just like, dude, get off my screen. So there's a few people that know this, right? And they'll send me like a tweet or a DM say, "Hey, Gonzalo, check this video out." It's like, dude, I don't like this guy. I ain't gonna watch his crap.
I think Potion, Potion in the chat too, he just said the Pride controller that came out. I thought that was a dope controller. I also don't agree that they only had it for influencers. I understand that it was
no. And let me correct chat and yourself on that.
Okay.
All right.
I was going off of chat, so I didn't know if
I laughed really hard when I found out who these controllers were meant for.
Okay.
Everybody was on this whole, oh my God, I want those controllers. It's a shame it's only for the influencers.
Yes.
Not just any influencers. They gave them for the influencers who are gay, who are that's their their lifestyle, right?
Right.
The moment that came out, that's who they gave it to. A lot of those, oh my God, I want it. Like they fell back. Like, oh, I get it now. Like that's the whole purpose was not for.
But they announced that it was a Pride control. Like that's like
a Pride controller for the influencers in the Pride community.
Right. But then the people. Oh, you mean like basically like they became homophobic, like to the sense that they didn't want it because they realized that the controller.
No. For the Pride, for the LGBTQ, and I can't say the rest of the letters, but for that community,
right.
That controller was made for the influencers in that community.
Right.
It wasn't made for everybody in the public. It was made for just those specific influencers.
And that's where my take specifically, where I feel that, that's cool. But I think me personally, I think that because there are more people.
Still well would.
I actually do like it.
There are people.
I like it. I wanted one myself.
There are people that aren't a part of that community, or that because you can be okay.
I don't
want to be politically correct. You can be a part of that community and not be gay, or not fall into one of the categories.
Of course,
for one.
I'm part of it.
And this, right, exactly. And the second part, myself, is I am as well. At least I would consider myself, because I'm a firm believer in all of that. Absolutely. Also, I just believe that there are people out there that fall into that community who are gay and bi, and who aren't an influencer. They're not influencers. So I feel like that in itself because I understand like doing something having it limited, weird. But I feel like you should be able to sell that
for a corporation to say, okay, I think this person is gay, let me send them a controller. That's the part that's cringy to me.
You had to check. There's no shot that they didn't get a phone call before that and been like surprised. Like there's no way that they were getting a phone call before that.
Like how do they fill that out? Like, hey, we're gonna send you a controller, but we're not sure. Is this something like it's cringy that a corporation would do? Like, how do you know that they're gay or whatever? Like, how do they know or lesbian or whatever? Like, how do you know this? Like, that's the cringy part to me. It's like I think they should have just left it alone and make it wide. Just send it sell it, man. They would have sold tons.
And they could have did a whole thing where they could honestly and they could have did a whole thing too, where it's like part of the proceeds go to Right. Like a charity and stuff like that that actually would support, LGBTQ.
No, it actually looks good. I do like it.
Stuff. Yeah.
The colors are nice. The schemes are beautiful. I was like, man, I would pick up 2 of those things. Like, it's nice. They were nice. I liked them. But when I found out they wanted for influencers, I admit, even though I didn't go on Twitter and go crazy about it, but I admit that I was like, man, why the influencers only? That's crazy. Like,
I thought it was about
I'm the guy that has to go to work
inclusive.
40 hours a week.
Include everybody, man.
Like, it's like, right, inclusive, right? Like, I'm the guy that has to go to work for 40 hours a week and actually spend money on these things, but you give it to an influencer just to give it to them. Like, stop. Like,
but I guess I get it. Like we complain about perks.
Yeah.
For
but the whole point, the whole point of influencing is to get the brand
like that
out,
word
right?
Anymore.
But you
yes, that part.
Right, but here you put it in a community that if it's limited just to them, what are you influencing? What part are you influencing?
If you want to kind of preach that whole thing of like togetherness and stuff like that, which I am all about, I feel that you should have included everyone at that point and really had. I think that would have been the better message. The better message.
Potion's in the comment. He's saying I haven't checked it out yet, but he's saying that Design Labs actually shops these colors around.
Hold on, I'm having technical difficulties.
Like, you can actually pick these colors and make it colors in the shop and actually make it your own LGBTQT plus sign. I can't say the rest, but I don't know what you guys know what I mean.
I know. Yeah.
Potion.
Ooh, that's a lot to enjoy. I wasn't even expecting that.
No, that's us, man. We have these conversations and we go off like that, man. But that whole Lamar Wilson thing, I get it. I can't stand him. Way over the top, and he'll fumble the package on purpose.
Yeah. I've never liked him, but since the first, I'm like, dude,
what's up, guys?
Who's this clown here? It's like, dude, tone it down a bit, man. I get it. You're excited, So I don't know. It's just me. I'm more low key about it. I know if you get a package from Microsoft, of course you're gonna be excited, but not to the point where I'm falling over my chair. I was like, hey, guys, check it out, man. I can't believe I got this box from Microsoft. It's cool, let's check this out. And then do an unboxing. Yeah, cool, But to the point of your eyes about to bulge out your face, and then you're gonna fall over your chair, then that's just not me, I can't stand that at all.
You're still able to see me, right, Tech? Because it looks like on the screen you look frozen, but I guess on the YouTube we're still going.
No, we're still going. I still see everything. It's homeboy who's went to his Skype logo because he turned off his camera.
Oh, okay.
So I'll leave that alone. I don't even care anymore. I usually it's like, oh crap, it looks terrible. I'm just like, I don't even care anymore. There he is, and it's gonna fix. Watch, it's gonna fix on the stream.
Dude, I can't stand my dogs. I'm sorry. My dog's literally knocked over my green screen.
Oh, he was running around. Yeah.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's this control. I like them. I do want to get one of these. I don't know whether the Goon or the blue one, the left one. So.
I like the middle and the right, man. Like that whole left one with the whole black with the blue little technology. That's not my thing, but I do like the middle and the right, the Toon and the Goon. Toon Goon Squad all the way.
So last one, final topic. God of War creator.
Ooh.
And I didn't want to go off, fanboyish and start attacking the other platform, but it's going to be a small segment. Nothing big. The fan base, they got pretty told off by the God of War creator. Totally destroyed the Sony fanboys. And to the point where his PlayStation account got banned or suspended.
You're talking about
you want to hear what he has to say? Hopefully you guys
Corey.
can hear it. I can play the video.
Not Corey, the other guy. The one with the YouTube channel. What's his name? Well, yeah, Corey.
Corey Barlog.
Yeah.
Right, am I pronouncing it right? Barlog?
No, it's Corey.
So let's see. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are able to hear it, but let's see if I can play it. Well, let's see. I'll do it over the microphone. Let me turn off this this desktop music here.
Using the microphone on your headset or the Yeti?
It should pick it up because I got my speaker pretty loud.
That's how it works. People are like, it's anti-consumer. What is the matter with you guys? Look, if you just want to come out and say you hate capitalism, that's okay. But at least just say that then. But to say it's anti-consumer for people to have exclusives, that's ridiculous. That's like saying it's anti-consumer for McDonald's to have a Big Mac and Burger King doesn't. That's like saying it's anti-consumer for HBO Max to have the Snyder Cut and Netflix doesn't. That's like saying it's anti-consumerism for your mother of paying her to fuck.
I had to cut that off.
And not fuck other people who either don't find attractive or they don't have enough money. It's not anti-consumerism. It's just capitalism.
That's what PlayStation said.
It's done. Okay, now eventually, you're going to hate this too, probably, if you're one of those babies over there. Look at you. When you guys are not crying like
you guys
little
see the
babies,
video.
you're so cute.
Can you guys hear? That's not. So
that's him.
They are.
No, not Corey. That's
cute. Yeah.
What's his name, Tech?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to just sit here and be like, yeah.
No, it's not Corey. It's what's his name? He's not with PlayStation no more. He created God of War.
Oh, okay.
Well, was it created? He's the one that did Twisted Metal and all that.
He's like old, like okay. He's
the older guy. Yeah. He's no longer with. He's no longer doing development work at all.
Okay.
They're very
That's
cute
great.
babies. But the point is, you guys got Spider-Man, you guys got Uncharted, you guys got Horizon, you guys got fucking Last of Us Part 2. Really? Finally, Xbox shows up and they're doing the one thing that you guys say
David Jaffe
that makes PlayStation so awesome, which is exclusives and their first party, and now it's like, oh, well, this is anti-consumer. You are a bunch of babies. You're a bunch of babies. You need your nappy change. You need a little pacifier.
Nappy change, a bunch of babies. That's David Jaffe. Logic.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, he's no longer, but he got his PlayStation got shut off, like his old account shut off. Like he just went in, man. Like it's like he has valid points. He has valid points.
Wait, why did they shut up? Why did they shut up his PlayStation?
It was a mistake supposedly, but
it's
it's online again.
How do you mistakenly shut down somebody's
specifically
PlayStation account?
him?
David Jaffe. David Jaffe, of all people, David Jaffe.
Right. How do you mistakenly shut down basically one of the original
algorithm?
Oh, sure.
It was like I'm sure it was like the algorithm or whatever it was shut him off, and they be like, "Oh God, we can't be doing that," and they put him right back, something like that. But he had points in that whole rant.
Yes, he did. He did.
He went a little off, but he did have points.
Somebody has to come out straight and say it. Even though we may say it, but everybody will see us as fanboys or like, oh, you're just hating on PlayStation. But you got a guy like this guy who's established himself, he's known, and then come out and say it. It need to be said and heard. You know?
And don't get it wrong. If you listen to his podcast, he doesn't go. Like, he doesn't. It's not just Xbox he's talking about here. He doesn't just defend Xbox. He literally goes both ways. He makes fun of what's his name, Phil Spencer, does little cartoons, skits of him and everything. He'll just do all that. But there are times where he like that is what he's saying right there is perfect that he says it, because like you said, Tech, he doesn't come across as a fanboy. He's literally saying, my God, for years you guys have been talking about Xbox has no game, no exclusives. Here they are coming out with exclusive, and now you're being babies about it.
Yeah.
Now you're doing petitions and you're doing this and you're doing that. Like, what is that about? Like, if you want to play the game, go out and get yourself. If you're financially able to, go and get yourself another console. You know, I mean, we have plenty of those. I mean, neutrals, right?
Yeah, we got a bunch of neutrals everywhere, man. Look at these.
Just get yourself a console. But he hit it right, man. That was a good way to end it. Really good way, because that's the whole thing today.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there's not much to talk about on this one, just because it need to be said. It need to be heard by the other fan base.
Yeah.
Just because they've always been told and always thought I'm number one. I'm exclusive us.
But I love the points he made with the Whopper not being at McDonald's, and you don't go to McDonald's and go give me a Whopper, and if they don't have, you're gonna get mad.
The mother example was pretty interesting, to say the least.
Yeah,
I hope you guys caught my face when he said that.
Yeah, that went.
Yeah, that's why I had to mute it off a little bit and come back, but I still caught a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the same point would have been made if he would have used OnlyFans or something like that. Not get so specific about what he was talking about.
Dude, I mean, but no, it's definitely self-explanatory. It's pretty cool. It's awesome that somebody's saying it from that side of the spectrum. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Especially somebody where you come from. This isn't Joe Schmo making a point about let's stop with that whole conversation.
And I think he's interviewed people that still work for PlayStation devs that work for PlayStation. I think it was I forgot what developer he I want to say it was the people from Returnal. I think it was some devs he had on his show that he was interviewing. I mean, talking to him about everything and stuff. But he's a good podcast to follow. He keeps it straight down the middle,
good.
you know, and he goes on both sides. He doesn't. I'm not all about Sony. I'm not all about Xbox. He just keeps it down the middle.
It's just like he says, you know,
he keeps it real.
They love their exclusive, but when somebody else does it, it's not good. It's anti-consumer. I mean, look at Starfield. There's a petition to bring it over to PlayStation. Dude, really? It's like, where's the petition to bring Spider-Man over? Where's Spanish, right? Where's the petition to bring The Last of Us to Xbox?
Spider-Man, Last of Us,
what happened to those
all
petitions?
that kind of stuff. You saw this new thing with the Last of Us 2. Is it Last of Us 2 or not? Ghost of Tsushima going to PC, and then they took off the whole only for PlayStation logo, whatever it was. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I like I said, maybe when it comes to PlayStation, I'd rather wait to PC.
Yeah,
you're gonna get the better version.
Like I've said a few shows before with I think Legals. I'm done with buying PlayStation or pretty much any other gaming platform that's not Xbox. Not because of my fanboyism towards Xbox. I just don't have the time to dedicate to 3 different platforms like I did in the past. In the past, I bought all 3 of them, you know, and I will play all 3 of them, and I enjoyed all 3 of them. Nowadays, I just can't do it anymore. You know, I barely touch my Switch. My son uses it more as a YouTube, consumer device. Device. I still bought a game. I haven't even played it yet. That G.I. Joe game, you know.
The G.I. Joe.
Because Xbox gives me everything I need, and on top of that, Game Pass. It's like I can't lose, you know.
It's sufficient enough. It gives you more. It gives you what you need.
It gives me what I need and more, and I don't need. If something comes out on PlayStation 4, then I'll buy it. You know, say Horizon. I'll buy Horizon, the next one, if it's on PlayStation 4. I'll buy it because I want to play it. You know, Ragnarok. I'll play it on PlayStation 4 if it comes out on PlayStation 4. You know, I'm not anti that.
Like I'm with you. I'm not anti Sony PlayStation. I'm just
same.
I'm in that boat with you right now, where it's like I only have so much time in a day for me to play these games. Like it's and I laugh because I just imploded somebody's argument when it came to a casual or what do you call it, the neutrals, where they have all the systems. They have the Switch, they have the PlayStation, the Xbox. I imploded his whole point to me because he kept saying, "Man, I see you on Twitter all the time, and you're always doing podcasting. When do you find the time? Do you even work? You bum?" It's like he was name calling me, and I'm going, "Wait, but you're the one with all the systems.
Yes,
you're the one with every single system in the house, and you're coming at me with one single system." Well, I got the Pro, but but I play only Xbox. Like at this point in time, I haven't touched that. I haven't touched no other console other than Xbox in forever because I don't have the time. Because I do have to go to work. I do have to do things like this, right? But you're coming at me with all the consoles in your house, and you're coming at me for, like I am on. It's crazy. Like think before you speak. But I am on that boat right now, man. I don't have time to be playing all these games. And like you said, I got a PS4 Pro. If those games that I really want to play come out, they're gonna come out on a PS4 Pro. There's no need for me to go out and get a PS5.
Yep.
There's just no need for it. There's none. One thing Xbox does for me is that if they do come out with a game, it's probably gonna be on PC too. Day and date. So it's like, okay, if I have this, I can play here. If I have that, I can play there. With PlayStation right now, it's kind of like I got the Pro. It comes out. I'll pick it up when it comes out, then I'll play it. Or if I really, 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 really want to play the better version of it, I'll wait for a year or two and play. I don't have that FOMO thing. I don't have that. I don't have FOMO. I'm patient. I've always been patient. I don't need to go out and go get it right now and enjoy it right now. I just don't. So I can wait and get the better version on PC if I had to. Like that's where I'm at right now with my gaming thing. But I see way too many people buying all these consoles for FOMO. I gotta play it because I gotta be cool. I gotta be the guy. I can't miss out on that game. Like, stop. It's not that. Look, play what you want to play. Yeah. Great if you can get all that. That's awesome. But think about, and these are the same people that argue with you about, wow, your box is Netflix, right? Because I'm going to turn over a whole console to go on my TV and watch Netflix on my whole TV when I have it on my console. Mm-hmm. But the same guy that turns off one console to turn another console to play a different game, to turn off that console to play. Where's your argument at, man? Like, come on, let's be real here. What are we really arguing about? What are we really talking?
So,
You know.
Yep. I'm no longer the multi-console guy from here on out. Now it's just Xbox now. PlayStation, I still got my 4. Switch, I still got that. If they ever break, I'm not replacing them.
I got the Switch.
I'm done with it. You know.
Oh yeah, no, I'm there. If it breaks, I'm not there. Like the Switch, my kids play with it more than I do. My wife plays with it more than I do. Like every now and again, I'll jump on with them, party game it up. You know, when we have a party night, we'll party game it up. But as far as me, like just when playing it and docking it to play it, and I'm okay. You know, I don't have to be there and be crazy about playing a Mario game. I played them. I played them all. Zelda, I played them all. They can't really do nothing for me no more. So, but there are those gamers who, you know, they gotta have all of them. And I was there.
There's people that are going to go out and buy the exclusive Game & Watch that Nintendo announced. It's going to have the 2 Zelda games and one of the other ones for God only knows how much they're going to charge for that. Give me a break.
And then how long is going to have it for as well? They're going to charge you $80 for it and then tell you it's only there for 3 months. Because we live in a world where digital media expires now. I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, at least for Nintendo,
3 months and like it's gone. Right. I don't understand that. Like again, FOMO. They're building on that FOMO, but it's like it's digital media. Why are you letting it happen? Like I don't get it. But yeah, man, Xbox has all the games I need right now that I want to play. The Game Pass has a variety of A's, double A's, triple A's. I can go on there and play. Call it rental. Call it mid-pass, call it whatever you want. I'm having fun with it for $15 a month. I'm good to go, buddy. I'm good to go. You know?
Did you say what'd you call it, mid-pass?
No, some people call it mid-pass. Like mid-games, like it doesn't have like AAA, yeah. And I keep reminding them like things like MLB The Show's on there and Outriders and
Gears.
Yeah, you got games on there that Gears, you know. Yeah, that's whatever. But yeah, man. Every game I need is on there, man. I'm literally I turn on my Xbox and I stare at the screen for 5 minutes, going, "What?"
Oh, you don't stare at your dashboard and complain about 1080p UI.
Oh man,
that's a whole other thing.
That's a whole other podcast, man. Like,
complain that you saw an ad for Fast and Furious.
Yeah, don't get me started on ads. Yeah, that's something I like. No, I don't mind the ad because it doesn't bother me. I don't stay that long on my dashboard to say, you know what, that ad really bothered me.
I don't either.
Fuck that ad. I didn't want to see that. Fuck that ad. Like,
why is that ad right there? So, stop it. I don't want you. Don't let me.
I didn't pay $500 for a console.
We may have to save this one for next week or so because I mean we can talk about it all day long too. But yeah, I mean the ads. I mean I'm not on my dashboard long enough to complain about it and like, oh my god, just like what you said, you know. It's just dumb. I've got a lot of you know what makes me laugh. Say before we go, it makes me laugh that there's a lot of accounts on Twitter right now that for months they stood there arguing about Xbox is the best, forget PlayStation, and now they're playing PlayStation, throwing screenshots up there and everything. Look at this! Wow, I'm like, wait, weren't you the guy that was just like all about Xbox and not even now you all of a sudden neutral and no, I'm doing it for research. Yeah, okay. Who are you kidding? Research, right? Enjoy it because you like
trying to keep up a persona or something like that. Because
right,
it's like
eventually these personas will fall apart. You know, it's like one of those things. Like you love gaming. Admit you love gaming. If you're doing this, it's because you love gaming.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we do our banters and all that stuff when it comes to it's like sports, man. It's gonna be there forever. But don't pretend to hate something and then get caught out there because you know now they do the whole quarter 4K thing. They'll go out and go, "Is this you?" and they'll blow up your gamer tag, going, "Oh,
this
so now you're playing,
this you, right? This you, right?"
It's like stop.
Hey, what's good?
Stop faking the fun, man. You're gonna play because you play it.
Cool. Well, let's end it here, guys. It's it's almost 2 hours. I never believe I do that because you know me, man. When I'm on Legal Show and like 2 hour mark comes, like, all right, it's time to go, dude.
I hear you tapping on the table like.
You know, if I was there in person with him, I'd be like on his shoulder. It's 2 hours, man. We got to go. Because sometimes, you know, I got to go to the restroom, man. I got to let it go. No, but thanks, man. Again, another week. It's been fun.
Always, man.
It was great. Huge shout out to Stone King because that was unexpected.
Huge.
That was cool.
So thanks to him.
Big shout out.
Hopefully he drops by on Sunday for our pod when we actually do the giveaway.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
Yeah. So what's the giveaway again?
So it's $50 Xbox gift card. Basically, real quick, anybody that's in here, if you haven't, shameless plug. Go to Sensei's Twitter. Basically, all the instructions. It's his pinned tweet. Simple. Follow me and Sensei on Twitter. go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sensei Thoughts. But just leave a comment on the last video we did, which was the one with legal. So it's the last one. It's also in there as well too. I think the YouTube link is linked in there as well. So just leave a comment there, and then we're drawing. It's the raffle's taking place off of the comment section. So
is
that's
there a
how
system to pull it off? To pull the name out?
The most important part. Yeah, we have. Literally, we have a randomizer. It's you put in the link, click, boom, it runs through the comments, picks one, and that's it. So it's going to be fully random and stuff like that. And we're really excited to do it. And thank you to Stone again for really coming through with that. That was awesome.
Yeah,
and
from Stone.
Speaking of legal, he was texting me earlier. It's like, man, we need to do a massive show, and I need you to talk about your monitor because I got that monitor that Xbox posted. They posted it.
The one that you told. I was like, I think that's the
Acer
one
one.
that he had.
Yeah,
like
the Acer one that was at the very. So I got that one.
Man.
And just a little quick, I'm happy with it, but there's some things I do not like, and it's kind of bugging me, and because it's an IPS monitor, and they're notorious about what's it called, backlight bleeding, and that's what I don't like. Overall, the picture looks great, sharp, 120, perfect, everything's great, but then when you go to the dark portions of a game, then that's when you really notice it. Yeah, because of the backlight. And that's one thing I was kind of disappointed in. And so I was like, dang it, it's like, I did not want to pay this much for backlighting, but I'll just keep with it and, just kind of deal with it. But when it
hits all the check marks, all right?
Yeah, the 120s, the 4K 120, and
VRR.
So all that's good. And then, so when it's in a bright lit game, say something like Valhalla during the day, it looks fantastic. I mean, it's beautiful. Looks good. But when you get to nighttime, it's like you got kind of like foggy at the edges.
I can see Tech looking for a campfire to go from night to day.
I'll do the whole meditation. Like, all right, let's go back to daylight.
Yeah. Let's get a daylight. Come on, let's go. Every time, Tech from now on, every time he sees a game being promoted with daylight, real-time daylight, he's going to be like, no, why? Can I turn that off?
It looks good. It looks good. Because my other screen, the one I have on my right side here, it's very bright. I mean, my new one, the Acer, is nice, but my LG was like, it has a lot of brightness to it, and I do like that because sometimes I'll be like, oh, damn, it's bright, But it looks good. So... But I get the 120, I get the 120, so there's a trade-off.
Have you done 120 yet? Have you done the 120 yet?
It looks good. Buttery.
And 120 is so smooth, man.
That's good.
Oh my God! And you add the VRR to that, it's like, woo!
It looks fantastic. And just like Logic was talking about, his monitor, it has like a little counter, the little FPS thing. It has this one has it too, and I'm like, oh, what is this? And at first I didn't know what it was. I started turning on options. I started turning everything on. And then I saw I was like, what is it? I said, oh, it has the frames per second. It's like, oh, cool. I never had that.
Yep. Yeah, it gives it to you, man. It gives it to you, yeah. So like you have your own like DF in your house, Yeah. So now you know what's dipping and what's not dipping.
When does this game actually have a dip?
Oh, yeah. So Valhalla did dip to like 118, 119. I was pretty upset about that.
Yeah. Trash.
For like a split second, I put a serious face.
Trash.
Man, it was 118, man.
It's a trash can. Can you see that? It's weak. It's a weak box.
Nope, false.
It's a weak box, man. What's up with this? You call this next gen, huh?
So, all right, guys, let's just end this. It was good talking to you guys again. We'll talk again on Twitter as always, and then then you'll have your show on Sunday.
On Sunday.
All right, man.
Check us out.
Bye, chat.